The water's surface ripples as an immense force rises. A hippo, once seemingly still beneath the mud, suddenly reveals its instinct. With powerful jaws and sheer mass, it turns any intruder into a target. In an instant, everything seems to pause under the pressure of this massive presence. Is there any creature willing to face the ruler of these waters head-on? Hippos are among the largest mammals in Africa. A fully grown male can weigh over 3,000 pounds and spends most of its time submerged in rivers and lakes to escape the intense heat of the savanna. Although they are herbivores, hippos possess a level of strength that makes many predators wary. Their canine teeth can grow over 20 inches long, and their bite force reaches around 1,800 pounds per square inch, ranking among the strongest in the animal kingdom. Behind that massive appearance is one of the most formidable animals in Africa. Across the African grasslands, lions stand as a symbol of strength and coordinated strategy. Yet even they have an opponent they approach with caution, a hippo. Along the water's edge, the balance of power can shift completely. During a harsh dry season, two male lions attempt to cross a narrow stretch of river to reach new hunting grounds. But beneath the murky water, a full-grown hippo has been quietly watching. As they move deeper into the shallow water, the surface suddenly surges. The hippo bursts forward, forcing both lions to quickly change direction and retreat. In just a few seconds, the encounter is over. The hippo remains in the middle of the water like a gatekeeper. Sometimes the one who controls the terrain holds the greatest advantage. In a different setting, the situation shifts when a hippo leaves the water to graze on open grassland. The advantage no longer belongs to it. A young hippo, accidentally separated from the group, becomes a rare target. From a distance, a male lion quickly notices the opportunity. It moves in quietly, then suddenly accelerates from the side, overpowering the young hippo before it can return to the group. The encounter ends in a brief moment. In the harsh wild, a single moment of separation can become a chance for survival, providing a source of food for the lion pride for many days. Along the riverine grasslands, the white rhinoceros stands as one of the most formidable animals on the savanna, with immense size and strength that causes many others to give way. Toward the end of the day, a rhino moves down to the riverbank to drink. But this area is also the territory of a fully grown male hippo. Sensing an intruder, the hippo immediately moves forward, opening its jaws wide and charging as a clear warning. After a tense moment, the rhino chooses to move away. The hippo remains by the water's edge, quietly watching. Not every confrontation needs to end in contact. Sometimes a clear signal is enough to decide the outcome. On a scorching afternoon, a herd of elephants approaches a waterhole in the dry savanna. The matriarch steps forward steadily, leading the herd closer to the water's edge. At that moment, a hippo surfaces. It moves forward, displaying its strength as a warning. The distance quickly closes, and both sides hold their ground through a few tense seconds. But under the pressure of the large elephant herd, the hippo gradually hesitates. In the end, it retreats back into deeper water. Soon after, the elephants move into the waterhole, breaking the stillness as water and mud splash under the intense heat. Across the flooded plains of East Africa, beneath a golden sunset reflecting on the mud, an adult hippo carries the marks of past encounters. What seem like minor scratches become clear signals in the wild, where any sign of weakness is quickly noticed. On its back, oxpeckers gather around the wounds, unintentionally making them more visible across the open plains. In the distance, other watchful eyes have already taken notice. Hyenas, opportunistic hunters, never in a rush. They move in small groups, spreading out like shadows, constantly testing the response of the massive animal. They keep their distance but do not withdraw, steadily wearing down their opponent's energy. The hippo is forced to stay alert and keep moving. As time drags on, it gradually becomes exhausted, its steps slowing as it can no longer maintain a safe distance. In the end, the hippo collapses. It becomes a source of food that helps the group endure a time of scarcity. In the wild, even a small injury can be enough to change the fate of a powerful animal. At the boundary between land and water, a young Thompson's gazelle reaches the riverbank after a chase that has stretched for miles. But another danger has already been waiting in silence. Beneath the still water, massive bodies remain almost motionless. Hippos do not hunt for meat, but they are highly sensitive to any creature that enters their territory. As pressure from predators drives the young animal toward the riverbank, it begins to slow from exhaustion. Just a brief hesitation is enough to create an opening. Without warning, the water suddenly breaks. A hippo surges upward, delivering a powerful strike and quickly subduing the target before it can react. Everything unfolds in an instant. It is not a hunt, but an instinctive reaction from the ruler of the water. Where the river meets the grassland, danger does not come only from predators. Sometimes those that defend their territory are what truly decide the outcome. Along the rivers of the savanna, hippos have almost no rivals within their own water territory. With their massive bodies, thick skin, and aggressive instincts, they create enough pressure that even crocodiles, top ambush predators, rarely engage them head-on. Instead, crocodiles tend to keep their distance or avoid them when the hippo is still strong. But near the river's edge, when a hippo becomes weakened or collapses after territorial conflicts, the situation begins to change. Its body becomes a source of food, drawing in multiple crocodiles. In the wild, even the strongest are not outside the cycle of survival. At the peak of the dry season in the Luangwa Valley, as rivers gradually shrink, the remaining deep pools become the center of life. Thousands of pelicans gather there, placing heavy pressure on fish populations that are already limited. In the murky water, schools of fish move closer to areas occupied by hippos, places that seem safer amid the growing chaos. For hippos, this is not just a refuge. It is territory that must be defended. The growing presence of large numbers of pelicans makes the already crowded space feel even more congested. Quickly raise the level of tension. Wings beat rapidly and water splashes in every direction. But gradually, order returns. Each species maintains the distance it needs, reducing conflict and allowing them to coexist in the same shrinking habitat. This is the reality of the wild, where competition for space and the instinct to survive must constantly find a balance. On the savanna, a hippo's strength does not lie in the chase, but in controlling its water territory. Along African rivers, boundaries are defined by power, living space, water access, and the chance to sustain the next generation. During the dry season, as water levels shrink, a new male appears, breaking the calm. From the middle of the murky water, the dominant male moves forward. The distance closes, and the tension in the air rises. The water surges as they collide, their jaws open wide, both as a warning and in search of an advantage. The struggle stretches on for hours under the heat. Their strength gradually drains, yet neither side gives way. Only when the intruder begins to weaken does the balance shift toward the territory holder. In the end, the unfamiliar hippo slowly turned away. The dominant male remained behind, continuing to patrol the familiar waters, making it clear that control of the territory still belonged to him. When the encounter comes to an end, it is not just a clash of strength, but also a test of endurance and territorial control. Hippos do not rush to attack. They apply steady pressure until their opponent weakens. In nature, the one who prevails is often the one who holds their ground the longest. If you want to see more wild stories like this, make sure you hit like and subscribe. There are still many intense struggles waiting ahead.